Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Prime Time Newscast in the English language on Canal International. I'm called Morinzi at Top Stories. Gongswa Antoinette, ex-girlfriend of General No Pity, who gave birth while in a prison, has been granted bail this December 10 at the Inquiry Control Chambers Court of Appeal, Southwest region of Cameroon. And 3 persons are rescued after a wall of a building collapsed this morning at Koto Village in the Douala 5 Council area. And barely 5 weeks the start of the 2021 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon, the Secretary General of the African Football Confederation has embarked on an inspection visit of the infrastructures that will host the AFCON tournament in Douala. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Gongswa Antoinette, ex-girlfriend of General No Pity, who gave birth while in prison custody, has been granted bail this December turn at the Inquiry Control Chambers Court of Appeal, a Southwest region of Cameroon, before hoping for a possible bail release today, December 10. The Defense Counsel had filed in appeal to censure at the verdict of the Boya High Court, but was not heard in court as scheduled some days back. Let's get the reaction of one of the defense counsel, Barrister Tamfu Richard. Now, let's get a reaction of one of the defense counsel, that is Barrister Tamfu Richard.
You need to understand that the bail has not been an easy task. We were, first of all, ignored bail at the level of the examining magistrate before the military court. And we had to go to the Inquiry Control Chamber, which is at the level of the Court of Appeal of the Southwest. And thank God that at the Court of Appeal, there are still judges who are free in conscience and who only apply the law. And after hearing our application for bail with all the grounds that we supported, I think today we can say that we have a landmark judgment where we have judges who have been impartial and who have set the law. So we are proud of all the work that we have done. It was a battle of lawyers who stood firm that Antoinette's rights should be respected, because nobody can pay for the crimes of another person. We know that she gave birth to a newborn baby who had no crime that he was not accused of. So he found himself in custody upon gross violation of all the rights of a child. And we thought that today the bail that has been granted today is another image to our judiciary, another humane face to our justice system. So we can only proud ourselves now, and we look forward that the case which is before the examining magistrate at the military tribunal can kickstart.
And 3 persons have been rescued after the wall of a building collapsed this morning at Koto Village in the Douala 5 Council area. The wall collapsed when the builders were laying the foundation for the construction of a multi-story building. The victims were rescued thanks to the timely intervention of neighbors who pulled them out from the rubble. The youngest of the victims, by name Happy, is under very critical condition. We'll come back to that in our subsequent editions of Newscast. 5 years of studies by mining experts with focus on geological and geometrical mapping information have revealed that the mining sector is modernized but catapults the Cameroonian economy. These as all the Cameroonian regions appear rich with different minerals. The result of studies presented in a two-day restitution workshop this day in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. Hyson Cha has the rest of that story. We are talking about the mining sector with focus on geological and geometrical mapping information, which have revealed that the mining sector, if modernized, will catapult the Cameroonian economy. This as a result of Cameroonians. Our technicians are just signaling that we can't have that story today. We'll certainly have it in our next edition of Newscast. It has been announced that an extra 55 megawatts of solar energy will be produced to increase the power production in the north region of Cameroon before the start of the African Nations Cup and the end of the year festivities. The announcement by Water and Energy Minister Gaston Elundu is somebody's day in the north region of Cameroon. More on the story with Gladys Ambu Zibang.
The cause of load shedding in the North Interconnected Network at the Lagdo Electricity Dam is glaring. The normal 60 megawatts produced by the dam has drastically dropped to 13 due to water shortage and power production unable to satisfy demand.
You didn't receive enough water in hydroelectric dam of Lagdo this year. This is the main problem. There is no water. So the production decreases year by year. And the problem is, what can you do? What is the solution?
The Minister of Water and Energy was in Gide to explore possible solutions to power supply. Solar energy will therefore be used to produce more megawatts to serve the population.
The head of state instruct to find solar solution. That is why you are going to move to Gide to see what you are doing there. You have a new station, new solar station you are installing there, and with this station you are sure that the first megawatt will be available before the can, and you have another thermal station which would be installed there before the beginning of the can. This solution will permit to increase the production for the population.
He also announced that close to 55 megawatts will be injected for household use, a solution that will be permanent from April 2022.
8 Cameroonians, now called lawyers, after taking an oath of hard work in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, today. These Cameroonians belonging to the Bar Council sworn this December 15 at the Yaoundé Court of Appeal. That is, a plus one to defend Cameroonians. More on the story with our student journalist in Yaoundé.
To donate blood, a gesture made by very few Cameroonians, and yet important in a sense that saves lives. The COVID-19 pandemic, evidence of need for an efficient health system and specifically for an effective blood donation and transfusion process in Cameroon. It is on this theme that the second National Congress of Blood Donors in Cameroon will be held on December 16 and 17, 2021.
When we do good, we don't need to know if what we are doing is seen or not. Beyond the fantasies that can be connected with blood donation, we have to move forward, and this press conference allowed us to try to find out where we were in relation to the arrangements with this very, very important event.
In prelude to this event, which will hold in the Congress Hall of Yaoundé, a press conference took place this December 13th at Jikam in Douala.
Blood donation in Cameroon is still a soft stomach. The Cameroonian government invests little in blood transfusion activities. When we do not put the means where it is needed for vital causes such as blood donation, the message does not circulate to the population.
Issues discussed during this historic Congress of blood transfusion in Cameroon, issues of blood quality and improving the capacities of blood transfusion system.
Now, that was a report by Saleh Sharif on how the COVID-19 pandemic has carried away blood donors from hospitals. We come back to this story. 8 Cameroonians now call lawyers after taking an oath of hard work this December 15 in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. More on that story with a student journalist in Yaoundé.
I, Minister Paul swear as an advocate to perform my duties as counsel for the defense or as legal advisor.
This is the fruit of hard work. New lawyers in the Cameroonian court. These 8 pledged to defend and work with dignity and loyalty. The oath taken by the lawyers at the Central Regional Court of Appeal this Wednesday, December 15. The legal mates challenged to respect the norms of the profession, the rights of their clients, and many others.
Obligations, which is very, very, very important. They must respect the ethics of the profession. They must respect the rights of their clients. They must respect the constitution and the laws of the republic.
Belonging to the Cameroonian Bar Association, through these rituals marks the beginning of a different page in their profession.
It has proven to the world over that advocacy belonging to a bar council or a bar association is very important, because those who are called in foreign bars, they have seen the importance to belong to the Cameroon Bar Association.
Youth call upon to remain focused and hardworking.
I'll tell the youths that, hard work pays. It pays to work hard. It pays to be diligent. It pays to be determined. It has been consistent hard work. It has been me just pressing on in spite of any difficulties that I've encountered. And so to the youths, I would say, get rid of your excuses and go for your goals and work hard.
Those some worked for years and retired, and even those who worked at the level of the Supreme Court, the law number 90/055 that governs the profession of lawyers in Cameroon permits the retired magistrates to become lawyers.
A gang of 5 alleged bandits said to have been terrorizing the population of Manjo and beyond for a very long time have been neutralized by security officers. Presented them to the public today was a way of telling others in their hideout to desist from such illegal activities. More in the following story.
These suspects of a gang of 5 are said to be responsible for the insecurity that reigns on National Road number 5 in the Mongo Division. They are said to have caused enormous pain to the population of Manjo and beyond, as no day passes by without homes and individuals being robbed of their property, with several complaints from the population, including a manhunt comprised of both the population and security officers. The alleged criminals were neutralized. Presenting them to the public this December 15, according to security officers, sends a strong signal to accomplices still on the run.
Brigade Commander of Manjo. So, the night of 4th December 2021, those guys that people have seen, they have arrested some body on the road in the one village that they call Kola, where the person was coming from Lum. He stayed at Maningo there. So from there, these boys, they took their own motorcycle at Kola. That's where they arrested the person that was having the motorcycle, pushed him in the bush, collected his money with the bike. So the next day, the person that they took the bike and all the things came to the office and come and meet me, give me the declaration. So, and immediately, me and my elements that you are seeing with the police, we put investigation, serious investigation.
Some stolen items like motorbikes, television sets, computers and others were taken out of their hideouts. Security officers have urged the population for more collaboration on their part in order to flush out the criminals in their neighborhoods.
And in Sang-Milima, in the south region of Cameroon, the newly elected president of the Cameroon Football Federation, FECAFOOT, Samuel Eto'o was given a triumphant welcome by the population of that locality. Men, women, and children escorted the former captain of the Indomitable Lions to his different destinations in town. After visiting the divisional officer of Jan Lobo Division, Damian Owona, he was then accompanied by the mayor of the town, Jean Faustin Bekono, to some sports infrastructure in the town. The visit ended with a ceremony in which proposals were given to ameliorate football in the south region. The president of the FECAFOOT promised the construction of 2 stadia in the south region, one in Sang-Milima and the other in Bulowa. And barely 2 weeks to the start of the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon, the Secretary General of the African Football Confederation has embarked on an inspection vision for infrastructures that will host the AFCON tournament in Douala, together with the president of the local organizing committee, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Adibois. They took time to witness the constructed infrastructures. More on the story with William Fru.
From the Douala International Airport, the Secretary General of the African Football Confederation, Veron Musengo Omba, accompanied by the Littoral Region's Governor, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Adibois, and his collaborators, headed straight to the Japoma Stadium for inspection. Once at the stadium, CAF's Secretary General acknowledged Douala's readiness for the major continental football tournament. From the football pitch to the different compartments of the stadium, there are clear indications that all is set for the smooth start of the competition.
To see how far Douala is preparing the AFCON tournament, and he just expressed his satisfaction about what we have done till today. And we went to Japoma Stadium.
Upon inspection of the football facility, they moved to the site reserved for the accommodation of the members of the CAF. And it should be noted that measures have been taken to counter any form of insecurity as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. So we are happy to welcome the staff of the CAF with the aim of inspecting the Japoma Stadium in order to be certain that everything is ready. So the population of Douala can be rest assured that all is well and will go on smoothly. Hence, an appointment has been taken come January 9, 2022 for the 33rd edition of the African Cup of Nations on the Cameroonian soil.
And that report brings us to the end of this edition of Newscast on Canal de International. Thanks so much for watching. We have news in the French language at exactly this 9h50. Alain Gislain Kanga, but coming up next is a program dedicated for sports for AFCON, updates on AFCON tournament. The program is called Ainsi Valakan with Mark Shwamo. As for me, I'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.